Hey, Hammy here. This video is part 1 of section 1.2 of chapter 1. In this video we're going to look at what makes something alive. What are some characteristics, what are some basic properties of life? Because remember, biology is the study of bio or life. So we want to take a look at the first couple characteristics here in this video. The first characteristic you can tell if something is alive or not is that it responds to the environment. Okay, now this is an obvious one with like animals. So if I'd yell bear, then you would like jump up and you'd run away or you'd freak out. Or in the classroom I'd yell fire, and everyone would jump up and run to the exit. Okay, you're responding to a stimulus. Okay, responding to stimulus. Plants is not always as obvious. Okay, plants can't just like get up and run away. But if you notice the plant here that's by the window, what is it doing? You may have noticed this with your house plants at home. See it? It's called phototropism. It's reacting, it's responding to the light source from the window, and it's bending, it's growing over towards the window. I remember my grandma used to take her house plants, and every so often she'd turn them so that they wouldn't all lean one way, that they would grow nice and even all around. So a living thing must respond to the environment, to things that we call a stimulus, or stimuli for plural. The second characteristic of life is that a living thing grows and develops. Okay, when a living thing grows, that's usually talking about an increase in size. Okay, so you see the little tiny baby here, and then the grandpa over here. So, okay, you are not the same size that you were 10 years ago. Okay, you have grown up, we say. Okay, now the other thing, if you're acting bad in class, a teacher may tell you, now grow up. Okay, they're not telling you to get bigger in size. Okay, there we're talking about more your behaviors. Okay, we're talking about development. Okay, so things development. So as you get older, okay, you learn to walk, crawl, you get muscle coordination. As you get into your teen years, okay, puberty, the changes that happen in your body, that's development. Okay, and that's just a human, but it's the same thing with seeds and other animals and all living things. Not only do they get bigger in size, but they will develop as they, as they grow, and as they age, they'll develop. Characteristic number 3 is that living things need to reproduce. Okay, in order for there to be more life, they have to reproduce. Okay, living things have to give rise to other living things. Now, up here, this slide is a picture of mitosis. Okay, so that's where we're talking about cells. You can see here this cell is working on dividing the chromosomes so that, like over here, it has just split into 2 cells. So we add more cells to our body, or if you're a single-celled creature, okay, single-celled creatures, they just split, and then you have 2 organisms. That's called binary fission. Okay, when a bacteria will divide into 2, and then you've got 2 new bacteria. Okay, humans, a lot of humans, animals, plants will divide sexually. Okay, so sexual reproduction, okay, so a baby or an offspring of a plant or a dog will be a combination of 2 parents. So you take the genetics of 2 parents, and in the offspring then is a mix of that. So living things have to give rise to other living things. Characteristic number 4 is something we call homeostasis. Okay, homeostasis, kind of a definition, is maintaining. There we go. Maintaining. It's an N. Maintaining an internal balance. Okay, so you see the runner over here. She's running. Okay, so in order to provide oxygen to her muscles. Okay, her heart rate might speed up. She's also getting warm, so your body temperature goes up, so you'll start sweating. Okay, there's all of these things that work together in our bodies to maintain sort of this balance, whether it's blood pressure, body temperature, ion, salt balance. Okay, and this happens in plants and animals and bacteria and cells and stuff. There's this constant putting forth energy and working to maintain that balance. Characteristic number 5 is that it has complex chemistry. And we'll get into this a little bit next chapter, but you'll notice that you are made up of these little molecules. And so I like this picture over here because just something simple as, oh, I'm going to eat an apple. Well, that provides carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates are going to be used for energy, for ATP in the mitochondria to power your, maybe the lady in the last slide ate an apple to provide energy when she was running. Fats, steaks, proteins for building muscles. Okay, all of this is the complex chemistry in our body. Okay, the last characteristic of life is that living things are all made up of cells. And actually we'll spend a whole chapter talking about cells. They're the basic unit of structure, so they make us up. We're built of cells. All living things are actually. And function. So they do what needs to be done, whether that's delivering, transporting things, or breaking down things, or building things. Okay, so we are made of them and they help us function the way they do. Okay, now remember, to be living, you have to have all 6 of these characteristics. Something like a fire may respond to the environment, but it's not made up of cells. Okay, so you have to have all 6 characteristics to be a living thing. Okay, so I hope this gives you a little bit of idea what exactly makes something living.